I am back with another pick a card reading. This one is Angel Guidance, messages and guidance from your angels. I want to thank Antoinette. She put a comment on one of the videos that she had watched and she specifically asked for this. So I have I've pulled the piles already and you got to select them just from the single images before, but I'm going to go ahead and do the readings, okay? So if you've never done this before, by the way, tune into your energy. Just pick number 1 to 5 based on the cards that are laid out in that picture. Timestamps are down below in the description box. So you'll be able to just go right to your reading, jump ahead. Again, I've got between 1 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's get into it. Pile number 1. This is really cool. I'm really excited to be getting guidance from your angels. And just letting you know, I pulled a lot of cards for you. So let's see what they have to say, all right? You have home in reverse, like inverse. You've got hold your vision, which is the fixed moon. And I'm sorry about any glare that might be on these cards. I hope you can see them okay. Your hard work is paying off to the right. You have the 3 of diamonds to the left, and that is like the 3 of pentacles to the left, okay? You've also got the Joker to the right. If you're wondering why I pull cards to the left and the right, it's like I pull cards the way that they fall. And sometimes, like it started before when no matter what I did, I could not get cards to just be straight. And so I started thinking, well, maybe there are messages in them. And when I started doing that, I realized that I can tune into a lot of where people are thinking, and I can channel according to thoughts and circumstances. So I kind of developed my own style of reading. So just bear with me as I go through this. People usually really like that I do that. You have the 8 of Spades in verse, which is the 8 of Swords in reverse. You have the 6 of Chalices in reverse. You've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. You have my life is as good as I allow it to be in reverse. I have control over the thoughts I think. I don't want to pull too many and not be able to fit them on here, so I'm just going to see how many I can fit on here. And then I'll go into it. All right, so we'll just pull a couple more here. You have the Star in inverse. You have the Wheel of Fortune upright. You have the Hanged Man in verse. And you have the 10 of Cups to the left. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fit all of the other ones on here. So I'm going to be coming back to this, okay? Right at the very center of your reading is hold your vision. All right, so the angels are channeling to me to let you know to stay focused on your dreams and goals. It's like you have a vision for how you want things to look, and not everybody sees your vision yet. And sometimes you may go in and out of having that vision all together in your mind, but they're really like wanting me to tell you to stay focused on that. Okay, so if you see this card, it's got some mountains, right? So think of the fact that what you're doing, it's a journey. So sometimes it's going to be like really like challenging climbing up, and then other times it's going to be like the momentum can just carry you, and other times it's going to be going back up, and you're going to have to face like adversities, and you're going to have to face like winds and weather and all of this. Like you're going to have to come up against things, but at the same time, it's like as long as you have your vision solid, you're going to be able to overcome and climb to the top of anything you're working on. It's also saying like the answers for you are written in the stars. So stay focused on like what's possible on that light. If you look at this moon, it's a fixed moon, but it looks like the larger part of this moon is actually in darkness, where the slightly smaller part is in light. And you can see it, it's very bright. So focus on the bright side of things. Okay. I'm also getting a message for you to go ahead and declutter your home, detach from things that don't make you feel good, that don't serve you, okay? I'm also getting the message that you need to also tune into your home within yourself. So if you've been having any self-doubts or any confidence issues or anything, it's like really like step into your power and see who you are. You radiate a really strong, beautiful light. It's like a very glowing, like you've got a magnetic quality to you. So when you're at peace and at home within yourself, it's like that attracts the people and the things that you need for yourself. All right. So you've also got this, like, you're coming out of an energy where you felt trapped and you felt powerless. So you don't even need to worry about that at this point. You also had a lot of, like, basically a lot of stuff happened. Not very good stuff. You know, the expression something hit the fan. Well, it's like things did not go really, really well for you. You had a lot of, like, inner turmoil. You had situations in your life that even really didn't feel good. They in fact felt really, really crummy. And you had possibly some kind of like you felt kind of powerless in some sense, like you couldn't do anything about the stuff that was around you. All right. So this is letting me know that you are leaving this energy. You're really like, you're in a much better space now than you were before. Okay. Yeah, so you're also looking to the, so again, I read things in all different ways, okay? So you're looking to the past for where you had like solid teamwork and when things worked with people. Like this is what's going on in some of your thoughts, right? So you're looking to the past and you're seeing like these little seeds of how things did work before. You're also like looking at the future, as in if you do these things and you follow these goals and you keep your vision, you know your work is going to pay off. So you have no questions about the fact that it will pay off if you do the right things and if you hold your vision and go up and down these mountains as you know to do. Something that I want to point out is that two messages that I'm getting, both of them are from your angels. So one is to continue to see like the bright side of things and not just from here, but you got the Joker going to the future as well. But also it's like, because of the things that you went through before, you kind of have this like concern that something is gonna, it's almost like a cruel practical joke. It's like, somebody's going to do something to sabotage your plans or sabotage things or whatever. So it's like you've got your eyes open in the future about like somebody might even think it's funny to do something that's not very nice. So it's like when you're going into your future, you're watchful of, okay, you're concerned that somebody is going to do something that isn't actually very funny and that they're going to be like self-interested or self-motivated, but it's not going to be for your best interests, right? But also, the message I'm getting to go around that, like this is a two-sided message, okay? So it's like, one is like, just pay attention to the fact that you even have this thought that somebody could be cruel or malicious or think it's funny to like put your plans in jeopardy, okay? So I don't know if that's happened to you before. Again, this is a general reading, so that part might not resonate for everybody, but it might resonate with you. And if it does, the solution for it, that I'm being guided to tell you, is to just see the joy and the humor and even the unhumorous. Okay. So instead of looking like to the future for what could possibly go wrong, like after you've had like you had a bunch of crap happen. Okay. So it's not a surprise that you have some of these things still stuck in your thoughts, right? Like you've got the star and you've got the star inverted. All right. So this is hope and peace of mind. And you're not necessarily feeling that, but you're also recognizing that things come in cycles. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. And then that is like things change course, the Wheel of Destiny. So you know that after you hit this crappy rock bottom kind of like, well, it wasn't rock bottom, but it was like a really dark place. Like you had dark thoughts and you were really like in a negative space. So you know that after this, you're going to have like a positive thing. You understand that this is a cycle, right? And what goes around will come around and things will get better. You've got the mountains, you go up and you go down. You understand how cycles work very, very well. Yeah. And this is saying like, you've got a few things about looking back to the past. So this 10 of Cups, right? This is, like you radiating energy, and your life was like you were just putting something out and you would get back what you were wanting, and you really like had this thing all together. Okay. And you're looking at how people played into that, right? So yeah, you know what? You had this team, you had these people in your life. It could be friends, family, it could be coworkers. You know, take it as it resonates. But it's like you had people who supported what you were working on, and things really worked. And it was very easy for you to go through things. And then you went through a period where it's like, okay, nothing's working. These things are falling apart. And maybe it's because somebody sabotaged it. Maybe it was because you got in your own way. Usually it's like we have some things that trip us up. But regardless, it's like you recognize that suddenly it didn't work, and now you're kind of projecting those thoughts into your future a little bit and not allowing yourself to really live in the positive aspects of right now. So your angels are letting you know to allow your life to be good. Like right now, you're not allowing your life to be as good as it could be. It's like you're kind of squashing your own light. Again, you've got the star here in inverse, and then you've got my life is as good as I allow it to be. But if you look at both of these, you've got this beautiful bright light and you've got this beautiful bright light, and they're both like on the bottom. Okay. So it's like in this present moment or like situation that you're in right now, it's like you're not shining to your fullest potential. You're really not, but it's not a bad thing. Okay. Right now, it's like you're in the perfect place because it's like you're kind of like regaining your ground. You're recouping, like you're getting everything from what it was. You're like gaining your stance again. Okay. The Hanged Man in reverse. Sorry. Anyways, you've also got the Hanged Man in reverse, and it's like you no longer feel. No, you know what? That's not the message I'm getting. For some people, like I'm getting two messages. So for some people, it's like you're no longer in the space of needing to let go. Right? You've gotten your perspectives. You've had that shift. You can look at things like better, and now you can let go of things, or you already have let go. Other people, it's like stay there a little bit longer. You know, you don't need to sacrifice anything. You don't need to you don't need to hold on too tight either. I'm getting this like really be observant for the things that you're looking to create. Okay, so that's the exact message I channeled. So be observant for the things that you're looking to create. Stand there a little bit longer if you need to continually get a better perspective, maybe a more full, thorough perspective, and also to allow yourself to like open up when you're ready. And then for other people, I'm getting the message that you've already gotten to that point, and it's just time to let go and move on. Right? So a couple more things is the Six of Chalices in reverse. So that's like the Six of Cups. This is something about, looking like if it was regular, right? It's like connecting with like joy and memories and nostalgia and childhood and all of these things, like these wonderful, like, oh, isn't it a lovely day? These these good things. When it's inverse, it's like you're not allowing yourself to have this. And it goes along with my life is as good as I allow it to be. I'm going to read you this, okay? It says, many people focus upon unwanted things with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance within them. And then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action. And because of this misalignment of energy, they do not get the results from their action. So then they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. Like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. So, two cards of saying that you're not allowing yourself to be living the life that you really want. And I'm going to point it back to this, okay? I'm going to bring it back to the home. Okay, so do things to declutter your home and your mind. Hold on to things that feel good to you. If you know anything about energy, you can actually go around and you can physically like touch something and you can feel whether it feels good to you or not. I would do this often either first thing in the morning or when you're feeling like a little bit better, because you'll be more in tune with what feels good to you. Do it in a time when you feel like you can tune into energy really well. And when you can literally go through your house and you can be like, yep, this feels good, this doesn't. Go through and find things that don't feel good, that no longer serve you, and purge, let go of them within yourself, within your home, and stand in your own power. be really confident in who you are and what you bring to the world, because you have something that nobody else has. You've got this like inner shine, this glowing. And when you can stand in who you are and be at home in yourself, all of this other stuff just falls away. It's like you don't have to worry about not allowing your life to be good because you're so comfortable. You know what like, have you ever walked into a place and it just feels so good to be there that even if you feel kind of crappy, you feel a little bit better already? Well, this is the energy that's coming from this, and this is the message I'm getting for you, is to create your space internally and externally to be something that really feels good for you. And you'll easily have the things that you're looking for. Also, I have control over the thoughts that I think. This is letting me know that you're thinking about how to have the thoughts that you want, how to control them, how to maintain that energy and maintain that positivity. You're looking for how you can hold your vision in the future moving forward. Like knowing the things that happened in the past, you're like, I want to have this vision and I know it's possible. And how can I maintain my energy and my vibration and thought long enough to be able to manifest this? I'm letting you know that you can. Okay. You've got friendship. A fiery climax approaches. Nothing will come of this situation. And the sun in reverse. So you've got the star in reverse, the sun in reverse. My life is as good as I allow it to be. And then you've got a few other things. Okay, so first, a fiery climax approaches. So you're coming to a head with something in your life, maybe even two things. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that it's two things for most people and one thing for just a few others. All right, and you're going to know very soon whether the outcome is favorable or not favorable. And emotions are getting a little heightened and you're concerned or worried or thinking about, like, maybe you're just excited. Like, regardless of what it is, you're feeling that things are just going to come. There's no way that there's not going to be an end to what's happening, right? So very soon you're going to have a knowing of what's happening for you to proceed to the next stage in what you're working on. Okay. And, okay, I'm channeling messages. Okay. So I'm just getting a vibe that things are going to work out and be okay and everything's going to be good. And for you to let go of the emotions that you're holding on to that are blocking your manifestation. That's a straight message for you guys. Also know that nothing will come of this situation. Again, wow, that's just confirming what I was just channeling. So as you're thinking about what might go wrong, just nothing is going to, I'm not saying nothing's going to go wrong. Like, it might even feel, for some people, not for everybody, but it might feel like something goes wrong because it's like a temporary hiccup. But whatever it is gets resolved and nothing's going to come out of the situation in the meantime. So there's no point in getting yourself all worked up to have yourself all worked up. There's no point in causing that negative thing. Like, you can't be the sun, and you actually are the sun. Okay, you are this glowing, bright, vibrant person. You really, really are. But you can't be the sun when you're sitting here and you're so focused on what's going to happen that could go wrong. Period. So, I'm also getting a message for you. Also, you have really, really good friendships. And this is you looking to your past, right? Some of your thinking goes to nostalgic memories and past and whatnot. So the message I'm getting for you from your angels is for you to connect with them, and also to reach out to some people who were important in your life and just reconnect for no other reason than just to, like, hear their voice, say hi. You don't have to have anything attached to it. You don't have to have an excuse to contact them at all. It's just like connect with somebody who was really important to you, just to connect. Because when you had that friendship with them, you were also in alignment with your true self. What you were experiencing with this fulfilling friendship that you had came part in because you were comfortable with who you were in those times. So for you to claim ownership of who you are and reconnect with your sunlight and your love light, reach out to people who knew you when you were in your carefree energy and all of that good stuff, because they are catalysts for you, for you bringing your light out. Okay. If you don't get the result in the first call or 2 calls to people, just look for opportunities to align yourself with people who are radiating the love light, who do feel good. Don't feel intimidated. If anybody's like out there and they're shining like they're the bright, shiny star and whatever, and you're not at that time, don't feel intimidated by their presence. Like, allow yourself to just be like, hey, you know what? I would love to connect with you. I think that you seem like a wonderful person, and you can tell them, you know, like, I just haven't been as bright as I could, and I just want to connect with people who are high vibing because I want to connect with that energy within myself again, and allow other people to be a contribution to you. Allow the love from other people to bring you up. And I'm not saying that you're down at all. I'm just saying that this vision is like, you've got a really, really beautiful vision. And when you harness the thoughts that you have and you align yourself with the essence of who you really are, which is like the sun and the star, and, you know, like, you're these beautiful people, right? Nothing's going to stand in your way. You're going to be able to very, very easily achieve your goal, and your hard work will pay off without virtually any effort. And you're not going to have to worry about anybody sabotaging your efforts, or, you know, any of that. You're not going to have to worry about whether the outcomes are going to be favorable or not, because they are, because you're going to be vibrating in that space and resonating in that energy. So that is all I have for you, pile number 1. I really hope you enjoyed your message from the angels. Okay. And if you did like it, or if there was anything in there that resonated with you, please, like, feel free to leave a comment. I like reading the comments. You can like or subscribe to the channel. You can share it with your friends. You know, anything that you want to do, I really appreciate it. And also, if you want to check out the description box below, I can, you know, there's lots of things, including like super awesome specials on readings that I'm only going to be booking a few people. So if you're interested in that, check out the links below. And also, you can check out my store while you're there. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot, and I hope you're not gone yet. I wanted to do my very first, like, charms reading. And so, of course, I am an artist, so I'm going to do this on a sketchbook. And, yeah, I've got this little box of random stuff. A lot of it's toys, and some of it's, like, actual charms and things. But I am going to close my eyes and pick some things and see what you get. Just some extra messages from angels, some extra guidance. Okay, so pile number 1. What did you get? Okay. Like I said, it's random stuff. Okay, so messages that I'm getting for you. First off, you need for yourself to go out in nature and do something really, really nice. And I'm getting that one of the things that would really help you get back into alignment with who you are is actually doing something nice environmentally. And it could be just going for a walk and picking up some trash when you're out. Just doing something that's small that you wouldn't necessarily normally be doing, right? But regardless, it's like you wanted to do something for your home, right? One of your things in your reading that was really, really crucial to your reading, and the message that I was getting from the angels, was for you to really be at home. And so this is like getting that you need to connect also with like the home outdoors as well. All right. And yeah, you might want to take a trip. This wheel, right? You've got a car and a wheel. So I know that some people cannot get out and things right now, but this is letting me know that you might have to go a little bit of a distance to be able to find like that really nourishing nature spot. Some people are going to be living, you know, near a lot of natural places, and some people watching this video, they actually have to go out of their way to make it happen, right? But regardless of how you have to go there, make sure you do. All right. you're going to be experiencing a chain of events. Okay. So as you're going through this, you're going to start to notice like this serendipitous things that are happening, right? And one of these chains, if you see this, it's like a keychain, but it also has like a little bit of it's got a nail, like a little screw, like an eye screw on the end. Okay. So one of these things, one of these events that you're going to be going through is going to feel like it's stuck, right? It's going to feel like you can't move beyond it very, very easily. But this one event is actually going to trigger these other events, and then it's going to end up, it's actually going to be making things happen for the greater good. And I remember your cards, and you had one card that was like a fiery climax approaches, right? And I'm getting that this here is resembling like the separation of something that should be separated, right? Not like it's a very natural thing. Okay. So where you felt stuck in one regard with something you're working on, or even with a person, it's like, this is like the freedom for everybody involved to be able to move from that situation to a better one. Okay. And I'm not sure if you have allergies or headaches, or if you have anything that comes up for you, or whether you've got some kind of health issues. But this is letting me know for you to take good care of yourself, take care of your physical body, do some exercising if you need to. If you need to do stretches, or you need to eat really well, prepare yourself for a really nice time outdoors and do what you can. This little earpiece thing is letting me know that you could do a bit better job listening to and tuning into your angels and spirit guides. Now, I'm also getting the message that you do actually a pretty good job, so don't think that you're not doing a good job, but it's like there are some more messages, so tune into your dreams. Start paying attention to the positive aspects of the music you're listening to, right? You know how music has the ability to shift your emotions and shift your feelings, and sometimes it can bring you really far down, and other times it can lift you right up. So this is like, tune into the messages that are like the higher vibrational messages in music. Sometimes they're a little harder to find, but this is like you're being given gifts and messages and insights. And if you listen for the positive ones that are going to help you shift your thoughts to the vibrational energy that you want, you're going to start to find them in more music. Okay. So really like just allow yourself to be open to feeling the joy and the connection with like this really positive and uplifting music and stuff. And stop listening to all the negative stuff is the message I'm getting for you as well. Okay. And that's going to be for some people. It's not going to be for everybody. All right. So, this was actually connected to a zipper, right? And it's very solid. So I'm going to connect it with these, because if you look at this, right, know that the pieces for what you're working on are coming together, and that when you find the right connection, okay, because you're going to find the right connection, especially when you connect back with those old friends and you find yourself vibing high, you'll be able to connect that. And then when you pull it, it's just going to move all of the things you're working on forward. So make the connections and know that it's going to bring things together. Let your hair down and have fun. And that does not mean you have to have hair. I mean, this is like an expression, right? So it's like, make sure that you don't get so attached to the outcome of things that you get stuck in the energy of needing to make things work. Like, allow yourself to be in that space of like feeling good and being free to be you and doing that. And things are going to like just be a lot easier for you. Don't let anybody deflate your vision or your balloon. All right. Very, very, very important. And allow community contribution and like just make games out of things, make things fun. This is something actually from the Boys and Girls Club, and it is I can't even open it right now. Okay. So this is supposed to go over and block the camera on your phone. So you stick it to your phone and then it just covers the camera. I think it's a super genius invention, and that everybody should have them. But yeah, it's like, make sure you allow for contribution from people, make time for community and events. And also, you have the opportunity to choose how big or small of your vision you want to show people. So as you're connecting with people, use your discretion to talk about how much you want to share with them or not, and be flexible. All right. Sometimes you wear your heart on your sleeve, and that's totally okay. It's actually a good thing, right? To be your authentic self, but allow flexibility, because not everybody that you're going to be talking to and working with is like that. And so they may not understand where you're coming from, and you might not understand where they're coming from. So just allow yourself to work with people as they are and be flexible to possibilities of things coming up. And that is all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope you liked it. That was my first time ever doing any charm reading. And so that was kind of neat. I just picked up random stuff from everywhere and turned it into my little charm bucket. So I hope to see you in another reading. Thanks. All right, pile number 2. Thank you for tuning in. I have an incredible reading for you. We are going to be looking at messages from your angels. It's actually angel guidance, okay? And so we're going to first go through and see the cards that you've got. You got independence in verse. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Confidence is your key to success, inverted. Good fortune to the left. Comfort to the left. I'm going to have to move these, actually. Just give me a moment. Not quite the Superman thing. I started to change it halfway through. All right. And then you've got forgiveness to the right, which is the dog. And you've got opportunity to the left, which is the woodpecker. I'm going to, I can already see what's happening, but I'm going to pull a couple more just so that they're not in my hand. And you got the 3 of Pentacles upright, and then the Magician in reverse. All right, so right away, I can see that you've been going through a little bit of confidence issues, all right? So you used to be so independent, you had everything, you were very comfortable, you had lots of fortune, you had no worries, right? This is you looking at your past, okay, and going, wow, I had all of that stuff, and I was quite comfortable, and it seemed pretty easy, and suddenly I don't have all of that anymore. And when I say suddenly, it doesn't have to be really suddenly. It could be like you're just noticing like there's a difference. I'm in a different place and I don't feel like I'm as solid and independent and grounded as I was before, you know. Your commitment is being tested. For some of you guys, it's going to be a relationship. And other people, it's going to be your work. All right. Also, when I say relationship, it could even be your parenting. All right. Regardless of what it is, you know, your commitment is being tested. There's no doubt about it. And because of this, it's like you've put your own needs kind of on the back burner, but not totally, right? You are being for other people right now, or you have been in the recent past. And because so, where you used to be like so confident and have no problems and you were just like going out doing your thing, you're not doing your thing as much as you were. Because I'm getting the impression that you are having to be for other people right now. And that, and just whatever the situation that you're going through right now, it just is what it is. It's like, you're just in a different space. The energy I'm feeling is kind of wishing like things worked out a little bit differently. But not giving up on everything. Like you're not feeling like everything's like so devastatingly bad or anything. You're just looking to your past. So this one here is opportunity. Like you're looking to the past for, oh my God, I had all those opportunities. I had everything good going for me. I was really comfortable. And now I'm not in a place where I'm as comfortable. And so because I'm just not in that space, I'm not as confident. And because you're not as confident, your energy isn't putting out this, like the way the law of attraction works is that when you're putting out a certain energy, you attract a certain energy back. So before you were very confident and you had no problems and you were attracting the fortune and the opportunity and you were comfortable and all of that. But because you're in a different spot right now, you're starting to feel like your commitment is being tested. You're starting to feel like, why do I have to keep going through this? Like, why is this so hard? Why is this so difficult? And because you have that other energy in you and that those thought patterns and whatnot, it takes away from your feeling of independence. It takes away from your feeling of confidence. And there's nothing wrong here because, you know, it's just like an energy space that you're in. Okay, so there's nothing wrong. The Three of Pentacles, that is like a teamwork and a focus. Like, it's determination. It's taking the time to, this guy's like watering his plants. It's like knowing that you have to do things. You've got to go through the actions and do things to be able to make things grow. All right. You've got the Magician in reverse. Again, this goes back with your like confidence and your independence. And the Magician is somebody who has like, takes action and is very self-empowered. And so this is just letting me know that, again, because you're not in the same space you were before, it's like your confidence in your own empowerment and action has just gone down. It's not that you don't have all of these things, because you actually do have confidence and you do have independence and you do have like the magic and the power within you, and you have everything you need, but your thinking is not allowing you to actually be in that space of being empowered at this time. Okay. The dog is for forgiveness. So you're looking actually in your future, like these. Okay. So I read things to the left and to the right. So, the one that's going to the left is telling me that like recently or now you're in the thinking about opportunities from the past, right? You're thinking about, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And the future thinking is like knowing that you need to forgive. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive others. You might even be wanting forgiveness from other people. Like you might feel like there's this thing that needs to be taken care of for you to be able to step into your power again. All right. So I'm not sure what that is in this instance, but maybe these other cards are going to start to tell a bit more of the story. You've got the Lovers to the right. Three of Cups to the right. A Five of Cups to the left. Six of Swords to the right. The Ace of Pentacles to the left. 10 of Spades in reverse. So that's 10 of Swords, essentially. The King of Diamonds in reverse. And Generosity. Okay, so yeah, there are people that you have to forgive. And you know that it's key. It's funny, I said key, and then I look and there's like this key thing. Looks almost like a toothbrush with wings, but it's a key. It's a key on wings. Anyways, sorry. Sometimes imagery really cracks me up. Okay, so yeah, there are people that you need to forgive, and you're already thinking about how to forgive them, when to forgive them. Like you're like, you know that it's part of this growth process that you have to be in, and you're looking forward to feeling that love and that passion and that connection again that you felt. And also the Three of Cups, that's like friendship, joy, and bounty. So you're looking forward to having all of that again. You're also looking to the past, like you're recognizing that this grief and disappointment and things like that's a thing of the past, right? You're at the stage right now, and the messages for you from your angels and the guidance is to let go of that energy, right? And the past can be any time. It could be like 30 seconds ago. It's past. It's like if you recognize, say for example, you're doing this card reading right now and you're listening to it and you're like, oh, okay, wow, you know, that is where I've been. I have been thinking about the past and how I had money and how I was so comfortable and how I had this power and I was confident. And I was thinking about, you know, basically I had the fortune, I had everything I needed. And I was looking at opportunities and yeah. But if you recognize during this reading right now that like holding on to that stuff from the past was causing you negative energy in the present, and you recognize that, the moment you recognize that, it ends up becoming the past. All right. So it's like recognizing like this is where you are, and you can let go of that like need to be back in the past because it's gone. It's gone. It really is. And now you get a chance to look at what's coming up in your future, which is like this awesome opportunity for like friendship and love and bliss and bounty and, you know, real connection. Right. You've also got the Six of Swords in inverse too. And this is also, it's exactly what this one is too. So this one is like the disappointment, but this one's like traveling and hope and all that stuff. Again, it's looking back at a past energy that doesn't exist anymore. So, right now I'm filming this during COVID time, and this is a timeless reading. So COVID may be over and people may be free to go out, but maybe you're looking back at like when you traveled and you do things, and because you're not as free or seemingly not as free, as you used to be, that still gets stuck in your energy. And then you've got energy that goes back and forth, right? So you just want to be free of that. Just know that you are going to be able to travel again. You are. You had everything in the beginning. Like this is prosperous beginnings. And this is like the pentacles are like a material, like it's, you know, you were doing well in your past, right? So all of this is saying by focusing so much on the past, you're not allowing yourself to be in this future. But it's also saying that you have hopes for the future. And so the key for that is just to like forgive yourself for being stuck back there and for comparing what is to what was. Just forgive yourself for that. So the 10 of Swords inverse. The 10 of Swords is like ruin. It's rock bottom. It's like, you know, terrible melodrama. It's like when everything is like no good. You're out of that. You know, that is not something you need to worry about. I'm just letting you know that it's done. And then you've got the King of Diamonds inverse as well. So diamonds would be like cups in this one. And this would be like being open-minded and diplomatic. And I'm getting that a lot of this stuff has closed off your mind to a lot of things. Like before, one of the things that allowed you to be so like powerful in the past was the fact that you weren't so attached to things. You were like way more open-minded. You were a lot more carefree. You were very like, you were very diplomatic, and you were just able to like go around and have conversations and make things happen. And it was like a very, very easy breezy kind of energy. And the message I'm getting for you from your angels and guides is to, again, it's just let go of that needing to have things like they were. Because when you let go of needing that and you just see what's possible in the future and you forgive yourself for any misguided emotions or energy or thoughts or anything, you will start to have the opportunities in the future. I mean, this is already telling me that you're coming into, you'll be having love and abundance and, you know, the friendships and the bounty, right? So this will end up switching around too. You'll have the opportunities. Your confidence is going to come back. Be generous with yourself. Be generous with others, especially in the area of forgiveness. Like if you could today just bask in the joy of being for yourself and for people and really like look around at everybody in your life and think, I'm so blessed to have them, even if it doesn't feel like that, but like really like start to feel appreciation for them. Be generous with appreciation. Be generous with praise. Be generous with love. Be generous with communication. Be generous with forgiveness. All of these things are going to, like, they're all keys for creating that love and that bounty. And you are the magician, okay? You are. And you are confident. You are. And you are independent. You are. When you tune into your natural energy, that's who you are. This is who you are. And when you think about how you should be that way, because you were like that before, that thought stops you from being this. It's like you're naturally this way, and your thoughts about thinking how you should be this way actually get in the way of you being this way. Because if you took out any thoughts about having to be this way, it'll just show up. It's like I used to sit there and I do everything to try to be successful, and it's like, oh, I just got to be like that, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. Success came after I realized that I already was successful, whether I had it physically on the outside or not at the time, you know. And when I started like just recognizing that I really was successful, first off, there was no stress anymore. I wasn't worried about what people thought, so that was really good. And then I was able to just step in and be my own person in my own power. And I was able to let go of things and able to forgive people and myself. And it was just like this beautiful unfolding, and it took all the pressure off. So yeah, let go of everything else that is not you so you can shine. Okay, you're a beautiful, confident, independent, and generous person. Okay, and you do have everything going for you. I mean, you got the Magician and the Lovers. Okay. And you got people who want to support you and work with you. And you've even got the Ace of Pentacles, which is prosperous new beginnings. So don't fear any of that. All right, I want to pull some charms before that. And again, like I said before, I'm an artist, so of course I'm always going to have a sketchbook handy. And these are all charms that they're really just a mishmash of things I collected from like often kids or random stuff around the house. But I'm going to pull this. I hope it's not too loud for you. All right, so charms for group number 2. Guidance from their angels. Okay. So I think I might have said before that you're magnetic. And this one is literally magnetic. Okay? So if you ever think you're not magnetic, just know that you really are. All right? Anything that you create is infinite. What I'm saying by that is that even if something breaks, okay, so this is a broken chain, right? And even if this breaks, it doesn't change the fact that it's still like an infinite, like you're an infinite being. So even if you're working on something and something doesn't work out, it's like your ideas and your thoughts and everything, it all goes out. It's all energetic. It all comes back, right? So don't worry about things falling apart. You can still use the pieces. You can still use the things that you've learned and the lessons, and you can still, like if something falls apart on the physical plane, it just transforms energy. It just shifts. So, the message for you in this is that when something doesn't work, you're going to be getting blessings out of it. So if you let go of the attachment to how things are supposed to look, you're going to be getting wonderful, wonderful blessings. Smile. This is just a good reminder for you to go around and smile. By being somebody who smiles and isn't so focused on things that aren't working, you naturally like raise your vibration. And I love the symbol for this. It always reminds me of like two happy people running, holding hands or something. It's really, really cool. I believe that's Chinese. I don't know. Yeah, and this has the number 68 on the back, F68. So I don't know if that has any symbol or any significance to you, but if it does, that's pretty cool. You've got an earring, you've got a dog, you've got some really colorful wire. This O-ring that's super squishy. This little clip. And this dinosaur. This arrow. And this tie. Okay, so I'm going to just channel a whole bunch of messages for you right now with this. You need to create like an inner circle. You need to like have this this group of people that's like a safe space for you to share anything that you want to do, for you to be yourself. It's going to help build your confidence back up and allow you to be your independent self, which doesn't really seem to care about a lot of stuff. It may seem like may seem contradictory when I'm saying you're going to be independent, but have people that you're depending on. So understand, like this Huskies, for example, they can pull sled. They do it all together. They can go great distances, right? And they can go through harsh environments, right? They could also be independent and living on their own in a household, right? So this is like you could be like a lone wolf, or you could be with a pack, but regardless, your confidence and everything is going to be greatly improved when you have like people that you can just chill with, that you can be yourself with, that you can tackle the world with, that you can do things with, who are very similar and like-minded, but may have different things to offer you. So not all the same type of people, because they may not be able to offer you some kind of knowledge or knowing that other people would be able to. So it's like you've got to find a group of people that you really trust and build some kind of community around you. Okay, so that's a channeled message for you. All right. Look for the people who are shiny and bright. By shiny and bright, it doesn't mean like who show off and boast and they're glittery, right? This is like looking for people who are, connected with their own inner being, that allow their own light to shine, because those people will not be brought down. If your light ever isn't shining, they will be able to help you bring your light back out, okay? And not only that, it's like they're going to be very close to you. Don't think you're not going to have personal space. You still will. But it's like, it's going to be a friendship that you know is so strong that it could hold anything together, okay? Like through anything you can go through. It may have females and males in your group, okay? Or even like any gender, like it could be for any gender. Yeah, I believe that the group of people that you're going to be creating as your posse kind of thing is actually going to be like a community of like-minded people, and it's going to be like inclusive and non-judgmental about how people are with their genders or with their sexuality or any of that. It's going to be like, because you can be yourself, they can be themselves, and you're going to really support other people being themselves however they are, and you're going to be able to be however you are, right? Sorry. Sometimes I have to make sure I take my own thoughts out of this and I can just channel directly. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm channeling directly. Okay. So you can actually tie up loose ends on things that are from your past, right? So imagine this. This, for anybody who's listening and not seeing this, it's like this is a bunch of wire. It's different color wires and it's pretty tightly knotted together and it kind of looks like a bit of a mess, right? But in my other hand, I have a twist tie, right? Just a simple black twist tie. So you may have a lot of things from the past that may like feel like they may even make knots in your stomach. Like they may have things that come up for you that aren't pleasant. And I'm going to say there's a lot of loose ends around that. So instead of allowing these things to be like all knotted up and like a big tangled mess of things from your past, like allow yourself to be able to just like pull out the pieces one by one and straighten them out, and then you can easily just like tie them up and be done with them from the past. So instead of like feeling like you have to control or tie up everything now, like just tie up the loose ends, it's like you're actually getting everything straight, you're bundling it up, and then you're classifying it as done. You don't need to go back to that part of your past as history. As historical as the dinosaurs. Like you don't even need to worry about it anymore. You may still like look into it just for like, for history or for like, biology lessons or things like that. And again, that's metaphorical, right? So it's like you might decide to look back into it for some kind of lessons or some kind of interest. But you're not going to be like holding on to your past, and it's not going to knot up in your stomach or your psyche. It's going to be like something that you can go and you could look up just because you wanted to, just for interest. It's not going to hold you back, and it's not going to be anything big to deal with. All right. The earring, there's a single earring, and I do not know what this is yet. Let me tune into it. Just give me a minute while I do this. Okay. Yeah. So there are some people actually who are hanging around in your life who are wanting back into your life. Okay. So there are people, and this may be females or maybe guy, like male with earring, or, it doesn't actually matter the gender, and they don't have to wear earrings, right? So for some people, it's going to be like people who wear earrings or at least have their ears pierced. And for other people, it's just going to be people who are hanging around waiting for you to connect with them, waiting for you to really be yourself again, waiting for you to, maybe there are people in your life who want you to hang on to them, right? So from this, I'm getting to look for opportunities for those relationships and those bonds to grow again. Release anyone or anything from your past that you don't want to have in your past, and really allow yourself to have those like connections and those fun things with the people that matter to you. Okay. And that is all I have for angel guidance for you, pile number 2. I hope you liked your reading, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also check out the description box below for specials I've got on readings, and also like links to my web store and other cool things that are happening. Because there's always new stuff going on in my life. I'm like, never stop. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in another reading. All right, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose pile number 3, I'm going to give you your angel guidance messages right now. Okay, so you've got fortune in reverse, a time to give rather than take to the left, show the world the real you to the left, look at the bigger picture to the right, safety to the left, beauty to the left, awareness to the left, and play in verse. So what your angels are telling me right now is that you're looking back to the past for when you used to like be so loving and generous and giving, and like this is who you were, right? You were somebody who would go around and you would assist people just for the sake of assisting. You would like do nice things for people just because you wanted to. You saw the beauty in everything. You saw the beauty in yourself. You saw the beauty in the world, right? You were very, very aware of like the love light that shined within you. And you were also like very safe feeling. Like you didn't worry about how you were putting yourself out there, because it was like this was coming from who you were. And it was a very blissful and very beautiful time, right? Right now, you're in a space where you don't have as many riches and fortune and things that you want. Like you, or if you have money, you're starting to see that things are not, they're just not happening the way that you want. So something's happening with you financially right now, or you even just have concerns about your finances, right? The cool thing is that you're trying to look at the bigger picture of how things are going or how things are going to be in the future. So you're able to stay inside this space of like, yeah, okay, I remember being that carefree and that was amazing. And I might not be in that space right now, but I'm going to focus on what's possible for the future, all right? I'm also getting that you're not having as much fun as you could be. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you're so tied to the situation right now for what's going on with you financially and with your money and your prosperity. And so you want to have more fun, but it's almost like, again, I'm channeling this part, okay? But it's almost like you're punishing yourself because things aren't going as well as you want them to. And that seems kind of to the angels as an ass backwards approach to things, okay? I'm just letting you know that's the guidance that I'm getting for you, is like, stop looking at what is in your physical material world and have some fun. All right, let's see what else you got. Well, there's a few cards here. Sorry, just give me a minute. You got the 4 of Pentacles to the right. You also got the 6 of Pentacles to the right. All right, so this is saying in the future, like, you know, things are going to be coming in. You're going to have prosperity and growth. And it's also giving you a warning to not get too possessive and controlling. You are going to have good things. You are going to have good things in your bank account. You are going to have good things showing up for you financially. So this is really good. And it also goes along with the fact that you can see the bigger picture and you can see things working out. Even if you're in this energy of like, at this time, you're a little more focused on your money than your enjoyment of life. Okay. So, yeah. And you can have lots of money. Like, you could be somebody watching this video who has oodles of money, but, you know, you're concerned about something happening with it. Or you could be somebody who doesn't have oodles of money right now. And, you know, you're concerned that you need it, right? But either way, that whole financial concern and material concern is getting in the way of you just having a good time with life and being able to be yourself and just give. Like, you're naturally a giving person. You're naturally a super beautiful person. And, you know, that's who you are, right? So you like being generous. You like that. I don't want you to worry about being too generous. The angels are saying, don't worry about that. Allow yourself to just be how you are, and things are going to unfold for the betterment. Anyways, again, you also know the Emperor is to the right. So, you know, in your future, you can already see that you're going to have this like solid energy. You're going to be really like protected and stable. You're going to be able to be somebody who is like strong and maybe even mentors people. Like you can see the bigger picture for what's happening. And the fact that you can see the bigger picture is why you've been so careful and concerned about what's happening with you, right? Again, this is all really good. And the biggest message right now is not to forget how to have fun and be aware of who you are at your core. You got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, that's all to do with the fortune, right? So notice it's right beside the fortune. 10 of Pentacles is like fulfillment and abundance. So right now, you're not feeling fulfilled, but you know the vision for the future is like you've got this fulfilling like vision and you're going to be so strong and solid and stuff. But don't let this wealth that's coming up and this prosperity that's coming up go to your head and take you away from like the real you. Okay. You've got the Queen of Pentacles to the left. Okay. You've got the Knave of Wands, which is essentially like the page or the daughter of Wands, right? And that's to the left. And you've also got the Two of Swords to the left. I'm just going to pull the last three cards because they're here anyways. You have the Four of Chalices or the Four of Cups in inverse. You have the Seven of Spades or the Seven of Swords upright. And you've got Communication in reverse. Okay? So what I'm getting is that there are lots of things that you're working on that you need to be able to keep to yourself, and like you've got to be like a bit secretive, and you've got to make sure that like you're very interested at this time in having your own fortune come to be and having like you've got a lot of self-interest, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like you're very focused on making sure that that your needs are taken care of and things, and that your projects are going to go very well. I mean, like, this is what you're focused on. You're focused on, like, the bigger picture and how to make everything happen, okay? And to do that, you can't be going around blabbing everything to everybody. So it's like, you're just, you're keeping a lot of things to yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is, like, part of who you are, and you see this in your past self when you look at who you were, is, like, you're very domestic, you're very patient, you're very loving. And I think because that's who you naturally are, but right now you're standing in this space where you've got to make things happen. This is where you are. You're not as patient and you're not as loving and stuff as you were. And this is just like where your thoughts are going. It's going to the past to this and the future to this. It's like, I used to be like that, but I'm looking to be like this. And you used to just be able to like stand solid and live in your visions. You didn't have things as planned out and as practical as you're doing now. Like now it's like you're looking at the bigger picture, you're creating like a practical plan. You're really taking this fortune that you're creating very seriously. Like you're taking this life that you're putting together very seriously. And this is saying that like you used to be just so passionate, and it was like everything that you created came from like passion and love, and this is who you are. This was like the real you, and this is like the future you're looking into. It's not as connected to the real you. All right. Also, the Two of Swords to the left. Okay, so there was a point in your past, and this is still what's playing in your psyche. Okay, is that you had all of these things, and you were a lot more carefree, and you had all this stuff, but then you got like blocked. It was like you couldn't move past what was going on. It was like a stalemate. You couldn't move past it without something changing. And so that's why you decided you were going to shift into this energy of like, I'm going to change this about myself, or fix or focus here and whatnot. So this is like, you're still looking back, and you're going kind of in one way wondering if that was the right move for you, because you're not having as much fun as you used to, and you're not playing, and you're not being as real and authentic as you could be. Like you're really kind of attached to that. Like, I can't be how I naturally am, because if I'm naturally the way that I am, I'm not going to be able to achieve these things in the future. And the vision you've got for the future is very good and very solid. And yeah, so then you've got the Four of Cups in reverse, right? And so that's the Four of Cups is like for greed and discontentment, right? Or disappointment. No, disconnect. Sorry, blah. So it's for like greed or discontentment. And with it being in reverse, it's actually letting me know that like as you're doing this, you're kind of hoping that in the future you're not going to be like this. You've got the Four of Pentacles here, which says you are going to be coming into like material wealth and prosperity, and it's going to be good news for your home or your bank account to have all this stuff, right? But it's not like you're not 100% sure if you're actually going to be like you're not sure if you're going to be happy. It's like you might be happy, but at what expense? Are you giving up yourself for this life in the future, right? And then the last card that you got is communication in inverse. So the messages that I'm getting from your angels and the guides is to communicate with them more often, because they are 100% connected with who you are and they know what will be. And they're like the messengers that are kind of in between, right? So it's like when you connect with your angels and your spirit guides and your higher self, right? When you really tune in, you meditate, you get those answers. You can still have all of this, and you can still have the things from your past as well. But in order for you to have it all and have it all work and not be unhappy and have that, you're going to have to communicate with your higher self and your higher powers and beings. You're going to have to be comfortable with who you are naturally in your own skin. Like, if you look back at this one, it's like you felt safe before. You felt comforted, you felt safe in who you were, and you were being the real you. You saw the beauty in everyone and everything, and you had no problem stepping out and being generous and being like completely in your comfort zone. Yes, vulnerable, definitely vulnerable. And maybe some experience happened in your past that caused you to like shut that down and be like a lot more guarded. But this guardedness is not necessarily going to give you the life you want. You are going to end up with, you're going to be strong and you're going to be wise and you're going to have all this stuff, but are you really going to be as free and authentic as you were before and as happy as you were before? So this is something for you to just look at. Your angel guidance is for you to just look at it, connect with them. Don't make anything wrong or right, because like from what I'm getting from this, you're going to be successful either way, right? And the message I'm getting is you don't have to have one without the other. The message I'm getting is like, as things are with the current energy and the things that you're doing and as things are going, you're going to get what you want in the material world, but you're not going to be fulfilled on the soul level. Okay. And the message is to connect with your guides regularly, 3, 4, 5 times a day, maybe 100, like as often as possible, because the faster you get and the more like make it a habit, no matter what you have to do, like no matter what you got to do to connect with them, it's going to end up serving you really, really well, because they're going to be helping you with feeling the safety, being aware, and obtaining the fortune you want. So you can show the world the real you, and you can give instead of taking. Like you can just continually be generous because that's who you are, and you'll still be able to achieve your abundance. All right. So that is all I have for you for messages, or like for the cards. I'm going to pull your charms in a second, okay? And see what you got. It's a new thing. Today's my first day ever pulling charms. And these are random things that I collected from inside, outside, even like just, wherever. And so I'm going to pull some messages and put them on my sketchbook. All right. So angels, what guidance do you have for pile number 3? I hope this isn't too loud for you guys when I pull the charms. You may want to mute for a second. Wow, this is cool. You got some of the same things as some other ones. Okay, so you know what? First thing I see is that your pathway to inner peace can be very, very, very quickly expedited just by you going out and having some fun. I don't know if you skateboard or not. Okay, you may not. You may like to bike ride. You may like to go for walks. You might not like to do any of the above. But angel guidance is for you to go outside and do something that's just enjoyable for you at your own pace, your own speed. You might like running. You might like to do things like that, but just go outside and get some physical kind of activity to help bring that peace back, and it will help you connect with them. All right. I'm also getting Okay, so I'm getting that you like animals. You know, you may not like be somebody who's known as liking animals, but you might like horses. You might have been somebody who's been into like biology or chemistry, science, anything, paleontology. You might like archaeology. Okay, angel message for you is some of the things that are, and this, I'm just going to say what's there because it's coming through very strong. So you may have an interest in things like archaeology and, ancient civilizations or really cool scientific stuff. Follow those intuitive leads that you get. Like if you have some kind of intuitive leads that's like, hey, I want to go and travel here and learn about that, or if I want to, okay, and we're in COVID time right now, but this is timeless, so anytime you read it. But I may want to research this, or I'm curious about that. Like, look up the things that are there, because like from your cards, you were very much one way in the past, and you were actually quite happy being that kind of person, right? And I'm asserting that when you were younger, you followed those intuitive hunches until you discovered or were trained into thinking that you had to have everything a certain way, right? So the angels are guiding me to tell you to tune into those inner knowings and follow those, because what you're putting together, you've already got in your plan, like in your master plan. If you've been thinking about it, it's already in your subconscious, it's in your psyche. You don't have to constantly be trying to push for it all the time, right? So it's like, you can allow yourself to follow these intuitive guides, because when you do, answers are going to open up that are going to be like, oh, that's the key I needed for this other thing. And on the 3D logical realm, like in this world, the connection between this one thing you're going to be doing and this other thing, like you'd figure they could not even connect. But when you're doing something completely different, you're going to have the insight that's needed for the thing that you're working on. All right. So don't ignore those leads. All right. And yeah, so you may like pets, or you may have recently like got a pet, or even somebody like who is close to you got a pet. Also, this is a hamburger, and it's on a keychain. This is actually one I can't remember if I made it or my kids made it, but I thought it was super cute. Either way, enjoy eating. I'm getting that sometimes you do too many things or you work too much, or, you're too focused on this material wealth that you're creating, that you're not taking care of your health. Or if you're eating, you're just eating to have it done. The message I'm getting for you is to actually like savor the food, enjoy it, take time to like, feel and think about each bite and taste the different flavors and really like make something like fun out of it, like make something out of your food that's fun. Okay. You need to know that your vision, right? Your vision is very clear. It's very focused. All right. Sometimes you may not feel focused. All right, but in the vortex you created, I guess you could say, and I'm using that from Abraham Hicks, because there's the vortex, and the things that you want go into this like energetic place that keeps everything together, and then you just have to tap into that energy, and then it all opens up for you, right? Which totally makes sense when you're thinking about law of attraction and quantum physics and things, but your vision is clear. You have things and everything fits. So it doesn't matter if you've got all these random different components. You have everything and it fits. You've taken a really long time to get that. And this is stretchy, okay? So even though you may be off one direction or another direction or something periodically, it's still maintained inside this circle and your vision is still clear. So you don't have to try so hard to keep everything all perfectly together and aligned. It's going to be aligning anyways. All right. You've got the twist tie. One of the things also is that, and I don't know if this is going to make this have to be like an 18 plus reading or not, but one of the things that's coming up is sometimes you get hung up on romantic or sexual relationships that cause you to either question or doubt yourself and your abilities. So don't let anything that comes up for you romantically, the words are coming like distract you, but not distract you like, how do I say this? So they're telling me like it can distract you as long as it's bringing your energy into a higher place and a higher vibration and feeling good. But when it's distracting you and causing you to like lose focus and lose sleep or concern yourself with things that you're worried about, that it's just like taking you off into a different direction that is just going to make your dream take a little bit longer. There's nothing right or wrong. It's just like, don't allow your sexual fantasies or desires or your relationships or interests to take away from the magical being of who you are. In fact, another message I'm getting is to connect back with that person you were when you were younger, because these things were not as much of a factor for you. They may have been a factor in the case where you were like too carefree, right? In which case it caused a lot of drama. So that's not that's not the energy that I'm hearing to go back to. The energy I'm hearing to go back to is when I wish I still had your cards out. The energy would be when you were very like generous and kind, and you were showing the world who you were. Like you were very like outgoing and not a care or concern for what you looked like, I guess. Like not anything like big. Like you could be yourself, and it was just like very, very easy, right? So sometimes, yeah, of course you had like worries about what people thought of you, but it was like a very rare thing because you were just so happy to be yourself. You were feeling safe. So if you were to connect with the energy of when you used to feel safe, you naturally allow other people to feel safe and connected, and when you're generous and all of that. So it's like connecting with this like free-flowing energy before you were even dating everybody. That's the kind of energy to reconnect with. And that will allow you to be able to have like the relations and stuff and not have it get in the way of your ultimate goal. Now that was actually really challenging for me to get out. I was like listening to them and I couldn't get it out fast enough. So anyways, more angel guidance. Yeah, you know what? There are some things in your life that are incomplete, that are cluttering up the projects that you're working on to move forward. And it would be a really, really good idea for you to to undo some of these. Basically they're like little clogs inside pipes. So imagine that you've got like or even a hairball in a cat. But imagine that you've got like these things, like everything that you're working on, it's like an individual pipe, right? And so you've got things that are just remnants of stuff that are incomplete in your life that are essentially clogging up the pipes. It's just making it a little bit more challenging for you to just move through and have the energy go through. So it's the thoughts actually that you have around these things that are incomplete that are getting in the way of the pipes just moving and flowing. So do whatever you need to finish those tasks and to finish those thoughts and to finish those conversations or anything. Like just do whatever you can to finish them because they are clogging your pipeline and several pipelines. From what I see, you have several projects on the go. All right. Again, this is okay. You've got the chain and the key rings, and then you've got a twist tie. Wow. Okay. This is going to be only for some of you guys. You've been looking for a partner to help move you forward. Okay. And this could be like a business partner or a romantic partner or something. And you may have just found them, or you may be like still in the market for them, but know that you're going either way. So whether this person chooses to hang on, okay, or not, you're still going there. And I'm getting a feeling that you've attracted somebody into your life, or you're going to be, who is very, very happy to go along for the ride. And the message that I'm getting also is just to make sure that you never feel stuck. Like, even though you're the one who's like guiding the train and leading everything, it's like this person is helping you with the momentum. And even though you're the leader, you need to always make sure that they're taken care of, because they're the ones pulling everything else. All right. So just be aware of how you connect with the people who are working with you, or the people in your life, because you may think that you're the strong one pulling everything, but what happens is that when this person or these people disconnect, you end up on your own because they've been pulling the other things. So that's a message for some people. Okay. And then the last thing is the twist tie. I need to tune in for this one. Okay. So just give me a second. Yeah, you know what? This is strictly for tying up loose ends, and that is like with the finish, or the finishing thing I was talking about. Okay, so yeah, just tie up loose ends. Don't worry about pulling sometimes in one direction or another direction. Know that you are an elastic human being, and you are like your vision for everything and all the things that you want. They're very, very clear inside the center of that, and you are going to obtain it. So yay! That is all I have for you, pile number 3 for angel guidance. I hope you liked your messages. If any of it resonated, please do let me know in the comments below. Also, I've got some specials for individual tarot card readings or channel messages, like super awesome specials. You can find the links below for that. And also there's links to my store, and also a bunch of projects and other cool things that are in the description box below. So please check it out. It's always changing, and I'm just glad you're here. Looking forward to seeing you in another video. All right, pile number 4. If you chose pile number 4, this reading is for you. It is your angel guidance. All right, so let's see what messages you got from the angels. This pile feels like a huge pile, so I think you got a lot of cards. Death and Magic in verse. The 6 of Cups in inverse. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. The 4 of Pentacles upright. That's interesting. You got an upright and an inverse. You got the Devil. The 3 of Cups. The 10 of Swords in verse. Temperance to the right. I hope you can read all of these, like that you can see all the cards, because you got a lot of cards. Lovers in reverse. And the Son of Swords upright. So before I go into any of the other ones, I'm just going to start with this, okay? So first off, what things in your life need to die or need to end? And I'm not talking about the literal death of people or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, there are things that you are so ready to let go of. You're just like, done. Recognizing that you need to move on from these things and go forward. This is a true gift, okay? Yes, welcome to coming to this end of this cycle where you can complete it, all right? You also have the 6 of Cups, and it's inverse. So, like, you are... One of the things that you need to release is the fact that, like, you're missing a lot of the memories and the joy and the nostalgia and things that you had. So you've been in an energy of, like, not connecting with your divine, like, the good feelings. Like, there's like the past, right? But it's like you've been in this present moment, or recently you've been thinking like you can't get those things back. So that is definitely one of those things that you can let go of, is that feeling like you can't get that stuff back, because it's not about getting it back, right? That's where a lot of people get hung up, is they think that they have to recreate these feelings that they had before. So they spend so much time thinking about how to recreate stuff that they're not present in the now, creating something brand new. Because if you're creating something brand new right now, it's like this becomes that thing that you want to look at and have that memory and stuff. right? But getting stuck in the past feelings of like, I used to have all of this like joy and stuff, but I don't anymore, that keeps you stuck. That keeps you from having the joy, right? So you got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and then you've got it upright. Four of Pentacles is all about possession and control. Okay, so this is telling me that you go in and out of like feeling like you've got things together and then you don't. Like some of it, okay, I'm going to be talking to a couple different things because I've got a couple of messages coming in from the angels, right? But it's like, in one instance, it could be talking about like, you know, you got a handle on what's going on with you financially or physically. You know, one time you could be like, okay, I've got this is all going to work out. I know how this is coming along. And then like another moment you could be like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. And so you could be trying to hold on to the things that you have for fear of losing them. Fear of loss actually is one of the biggest, no, not one of, it is the biggest reason for loss. So if you're worried about losing something, that in itself is bringing energy and thought that is going to cause something to be lost. But then if you're thinking about, like, if you're fearing that, then again, it's also like a negative energy. You know the expression that the only thing to fear is fear itself? It's because the fear vibration is a much lower vibration than the love vibration, right? So if you're in this same thing, right, and you're like, okay, great, you know, I've got this plan, I've got these things in my life, I have this much money and this much abundance, and I've got the home like this, and like your material world is like pretty, if you've got it and you can see it, then you can relax in that knowing. One of the things you need to do is actually see it before it's actually there. Because if you can see losing it, like if you're fearing loss and you can see losing it, then that's what your vision is. But if you can see it there, and even if it's not manifested yet, if it's not in your bank account, or if your home isn't the way you want, you can still see it. And seeing the vision of it is just as likely to bring about the vision of it as seeing the loss of it, which would bring about the loss. Hope that makes sense to you. So so you're gonna wanna work on this energy and tune yourself into focusing on what is there, even if it's physically not there for you right now. Like if you pay attention to what is in the moment, you're not necessarily going to be connecting to what could be. All right. So really focus on what could be. Go to the feelings of that stability and that like that comfort, right? If you get stuck in like the possessiveness and the control and needing to make sure everything's like just so, it's going to cause you to have like a negative feeling or a fear pattern that never works out for people anyways, right? So it's like the tighter you hold, the more it just goes. Have you ever tried to control something so much, the more you try to control it, the more out of control it gets? That's the energy I'm getting from that. So just, that's another thing that you can let die, is thinking that what is right now externally for you is how your life is, because that's not actually what's there. What's there is what's in your thoughts right now. Your thoughts in this very moment are what's creating your future. So you're going to be, your task is to continually look at how you're creating your future just by how you are in the moment. Like tune into your energy right now and say, where am I on a scale of like -3 to +3? -3 being like really crappy and +3 being really blissful, right? So it's like, okay, am I like at a 1 where I'm a little bit happy, or am I at -2 where things kind of really suck? Like, where is my energy right now? And just do the little things that you can do to improve your feeling and improve your vision, right? How can I make this vision better? How can I have this better? And just like play with it. The more you play with it and have fun with this creation, the more you're going to be creating a life you want. Like if you look at this card here, two things. You've got the Devil upright and you've got the Lovers in reverse. And the Devil upright is like letting me know that you've got this energy, this negativity, and possibly it's an addiction, but it could be just an addiction to negativity, an addiction to like this back and forth yes no pattern, right? That's blocking the love energy, right? So all this is telling me is that you've got this like fear energy that comes in and blocks your love energy, and your love energy is actually what it creates, this abundance, and it creates like this nostalgia and these good feelings and these relationships. And so all it is you've got contradictory thinking. There's nothing more to this than the fact that you need to get a handle on your thinking. you've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords is like terrible. Like if you look at this card, it's like he's got his eyeballs poked out even. He's definitely like not doing so good. So it's like ruin, like everything's falling apart. It's like rock bottom. And it's in inverse, which is a really good thing. So this is letting me know that you've already had like a really negative point. Like you hit that point. And maybe this is why you've got this mixed energy, is because like you know what it's like to have everything good, and you know what it's like to have everything terrible. So it's like, oh, but I want that love, and I've got this terrible like fear that this is all going to happen. But this back and forth energy is like keeping you in this like in between space, and it's not manifesting the things you want. This is telling me that your thoughts are focused on how you can heal. You're seeing a possibility for all of this being healed in the future. And I'm letting you know that it can even be healed right now in this moment, because all you have right now is this moment. And your entire life is made up of a bunch of nows. Now. So it's like, focus on the feeling good. Focus on the like, how can I feel good now? And now. And now. And that's going to be like, it can even become like a little mantra for you. What can I do to feel good now? And now. And like the more that you do that, you'll start to tune into that a lot more. So the Three of Cups is like friendship and joy and bounty. So this is letting me know, and it's also right in the center here, it's letting me know that this is coming to you, right? You may already have solid friends now. So this is a really big blessing. This is also going to help you with the back and forth energy. Maybe one of the things that's happening is that when you're around these people, like you could be around people who are complaining a lot. You could be around people who are really happy a lot. You know, you have the ability to steer conversation in a way that you want it. So I'm going to look at this one too. You've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you might have had some kind of change lately, and you may have been feeling like things were out of balance. Again, it just goes towards the energy of like not everything's balanced, and that's totally fine. I'm being guided to tell you that talking, like being with your friends, being with these people who are wonderful, but starting to like look at the positive aspects of things would really, really help. Okay. You don't need to tell your friends that you're going to be controlling the conversation, because often friends get creeped out by that. But what you can do is you can just start to shift subjects. You can start to like just think about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel not so good, and kind of just steer the conversation without anybody knowing into things that make you feel better, right? The reason I'm saying with not everybody knowing is that often when people who you've been friends with for a while, okay, how energy works is like you vibe around the people you attract are going to be vibrating in the same frequency roughly as you are, and the opportunities and things, right? So as you're telling people that you're going to do this, sometimes they will start deliberately bringing you back down or whatever. So this is something for you to do and just see how it's going to go. Some people are going to be like, yeah, you know what? I love that idea. I'm going to be working on raising my vibration too and improving my thoughts. And other people are like, damn, dude, what the hell are you doing? So just wherever you are with your friendships and your levels and stuff like that, you can feel out for yourself what kind of conversations you want to have, but you're being guided to start to shift things for yourself. And one of the things that can happen, and I'm just letting you know, when you shift things, is you'll start to have some people drift out of your life and other people drift into your life. Don't make it mean anything. It's like, just because like you're not talking to a certain set of friends for a while, or something seems like it might have fallen out, that's not necessarily the case. It's just like in that time, you're not resonating on the same frequency. It's like people are like waves, and it's like, you know, when you're on the same wavelength, lots of friends are on the same wavelength, but they do things like crabs in a bucket, and they try to bring each other back down to that wavelength, or to like they try to pull people back into that energy. People don't even know they do that. Okay, it's just people do. All right, and there's nothing wrong. But likewise, you could also be the other way, and you could be there, and you could be like just intentionally bringing people up, right? And so, you know, it does work both ways, and you have the ability to do either. And when you're not on the same frequency, just know there are going to be times that you do end up meeting and aligning again. So if your friendships like if it seems like they're not the same or things are changing as you're becoming more like spiritually evolved and you're aligning energy better with the things you want, don't think that your friendships are going to fall apart. Okay, it's not that they're falling apart. It's just that you're aligning to different things in the time being, and those people will still be around later. Okay, and they're just not around in that time because your energy's on a different level. Okay, so it doesn't actually mean anything bad. It's just be aware that can happen. All right, and then the Son of Swords. You are very, very determined to be able to bring success about in your life. And the thing that's really the hardest thing for you right now is just getting control over your emotions and your thoughts around like the contradictory energy you're putting out. That's it. Okay. This is really good. So you're looking to your future. It's my every story is attracting its vibrational match. So in your future, you really do understand that, and your attention to it invites the essence of it. I'm going to pull a few more cards, and both of those are pointed to the right. You've got the I am becoming more aware of my feelings about money to the left. You have patience upright and intuition to the right. So what this is telling me is that now, like in this very moment right now, you're aware and you're able to step out of this lack mentality. Okay, it's not like everything's changing all the time. So this is just letting me know that you're looking back to the past and recognizing that, wow, I am starting to become more aware of the feelings about money, like on a deep level about like, do I feel like a -3? Do I feel like a +3? Like, where am I on my enjoyment with money scale? Okay. So, as you tune into like how it feels for you on these different topics about money, like when you get a bill or when you like, somebody else is talking about some money they made or whatever, like you're starting to get in tune with these different feelings. In fact, that might be what's causing your back and forth about the money, is like you're developing an awareness for how you feel about money on these different topics. Okay. So either way, I read things left and right. It's like left is like past, like thinking about the past. Okay. It's not an event that happened in the past, but it's like now energy thinking about like what was. So you're now recognizing that the reason for this is that you're tuning more into like how you are with material wealth, abundance, money, and you're recognizing that you're getting much clearer on how things feel to you. You're also looking to the future for how you know that your stories are going to be getting better, because you're recognizing that every word that you speak and every story you have is attracting a vibrational match. So in the future, you're actually going to be getting better at this, and you're thinking about how you can get better at this. You're recognizing that the attention that you give to the subjects and to the feeling, the feeling that you get in the essence, the attention that you give to that feeling attracts more of it. So it's like your attraction to the topic or the feeling attracts the essence of it. So you're going to end up with more. You're going to be you're thinking about how you can use your intuition and tune into it a bit better. I'm already getting from the beginning of this reading till now, your thoughts have shifted quite a bit. I'm impressed with the speed that you've been able to shift your thoughts. I can tell you really like speed, and you're very determined to do things quickly. All right. But you need to have patience. Okay. So this is not something that you can just be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this right now. Yes, you can manifest really quickly, but can you maintain that vibration for a long time to be able to continually have these things? That is something that you're going to be working on. You're going to be following that intuitive lead and that calling within you, because this is what it is. It's like listening to that inner knowing, listening to where you are on the subjects of money and good things. You don't need to be so forceful and determined. You can allow yourself to accept things with grace. Grace is a beautiful, beautiful thing that will allow you to receive things very, very easily and abundantly. Togetherness to the left. Surrender to the divine. This is really cool, because I'm looking at your past stuff, right? And I'm looking at your future stuff, and you're really like, you're getting it. I can do this reading, and I can know that as I'm doing this and you're listening to this, you're actually like, it's clicking in. Okay. So, yeah, you're recognizing that you are connected, and that you were connected, right? So like source energy and all that, it's all connected, everything. And so your angels are letting you know that you're never alone. You can always rely on them. It's telling me that you're looking now at the past for where you weren't relying on them, where you were not connecting with them, and where you may have like disconnected from that feeling of knowing that you're together, right? And it's also letting me know that you're now in the space where you can think about how to surrender to the divine. You can think about and just be. You can allow yourself to just be and ask for the knowing and the answers. You're looking to the past now for how even tuning into this reading was a step towards working through your fears. So the angels are letting me know to acknowledge you for working through your fears and working through the things that you went through. Because in the beginning it did say that you had some things happen, and therefore you've got mixed energy where before it was very, very solid. So congratulations for working through those fears. Okay. You have the 5 of Hearts or the 5 of Cups to the left. Okay. You've also got the 4 of Wands, sorry, to the left. Okay. And then, sorry, I almost pulled that upside down. Okay, so the Moon, Truth inverted, Reverence inverted, and Stillness. This is awesome. Okay, so the 5 of Cups to the left is like, that would be like you're thinking about the past and the grief and the disappointment that you had, and you're like, oh wow, I'm so glad I'm done with that. All right. The 4 of Clubs is also, it's like a completion. So that's the end of the cycle, and you're looking at what has recently happened, even with your like devil energy and your like negative like love-hate relationship with what's been going on with you in the material world. Okay, and with your thoughts. Like in this card reading, you're actually showing that you're complete with that. Like you're actually at the point where you're like, I don't want to be there anymore. I'm done with that. I am going to tune into my inner knowing. I am going to surrender to the divine. I am not alone in this journey. I do have like my spirit guides, my angels, my higher self. Like I've got source energy. I have all of this to connect with, right? So this is great. Don't be afraid of your dreams or your your shadow self. I think part of the challenge that comes in with you is that you've had your shadow self get the better of you a few times, and it's been challenging for you. So therefore you fear that aspect of yourself, and therefore you have like even the fearing of that causes more shadowy stuff to grow. So you're like, I don't want to go there. I want to avoid that completely, right? This is saying not to fear it. In fact, just allow the love light and connect with the divine and allow messages to come in through your crown chakra and your third eye, and just really be really open. Like you don't need to protect your heart so much. And as you connect with the faith and trust in the divine, this is the key, right? You're trusting the divine, because no divine ideas ever conflict and everything can work, right? So you're trusting the divine. You're going to feel that you don't have to be so protected, all right? You are safe. You need to know you're safe, okay? So allow yourself to surround yourself with energy and create a safe space for yourself, all right? You're not quite yet seeing the truth. You're still seeking for the truth, but the truth is really in your heart, and it really is who you are. So there's this inner knowing that because you were in this mixed energy, you really need to tune into and tap into. And this is going to cause you to be very, very well admired and like sought after, even in your profession and other things. It's like you have this deep knowing, and you're a very spiritual person actually. And I think part of this this thing you're going through has been your growth and your spiritual evolution. All right. So yes, take the time. You've got Yuki-onna, which is stillness, and this is really, it's saying take the time to connect with yourself. Do meditations. Go out in nature. Do prayers. Prayers are like when you connect with the feeling as if something's already there. So when you pray, like put out a vibration and pray from a space of gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude is not the same thing as appreciation, okay? Appreciation is the same vibration as love. Gratitude is not as high a vibration as love. So when you can connect and really feel that deep love, you're going to make it so that this fear energy can't even penetrate you. So then you're safe to be able to explore the moon and the shadow areas of your mind and your subconscious and go through in your dreams and stuff, because you will be connected to your higher power and your love self. All right. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend going and exploring when you're in this negative energy or this darkness. It would be something to explore when you're in your higher vibrating self. Okay. And you're going to be discovering some truths about yourself, about the world, about like your own guidance system, your spirituality. You're going to be discovering some really cool things about your vision and having everything come together. And the things that you discover on a spiritual level are going to be really attracting some of your like soul tribe and some of the people that are coming into your life. Your intuition is going to be even heightened even more. And then when you tell your stories, it's really going to be like from a connection of like it's going to be from a really high vibrating place, and you're going to be sought after by people who really want to connect with you for your well-being, for their well-being, for your purpose, for their purpose, for the betterment of like humanity and the planet and everything. So this is a really, really super awesome reading. I really hope you liked it. Stick around for a minute because I'm going to be pulling some charms for you. Like I said, this was the very first day I ever pulled charms, and it's kind of neat. Hopefully they're not too loud when I pull them. And these are just random things, like I was saying before, that I've collected from various places. You know, cleaning up kids' rooms and sometimes even like going for walks. But let's see what we get. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. The hardest button to button. Okay, so I'm going to put them on my sketchbook so you can see them a bit better. Okay, this was really cool because you got the Together card, and it was talking about how it's almost like you forgot that you were connected with your angels and your higher beings. And this is letting me know like a white feather represents like an angel. When you see a white feather, just know that you have angels nearby. Okay, so this is really like a confirmation that you are very spiritual and connected to your angels at all times. In fact, you've got the sun, the star, and the moon, right? Okay, you've got the star and the moon, and that. Okay, I got to tell you what came to me, okay? Because I wasn't going to say it, but I am now. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Coraline or not, but there's like buttons, and it's kind of like a little bit of a creepy movie done by Tim Burton. I really like it, but some people get really freaked out by it. But it's like another mother, like in another dimension, who sews buttons into eyeballs, and it's just a really like it's a really creepy abstract movie, right? But what I'm getting from this is that would be going back to like exploring your shadow side and your shadow self, and these ideas and these thoughts that maybe you were fearful from because when you maybe you had experiences that you weren't that thrilled with. So this is letting me know that it is safe for you to explore those kinds of things when you are connected to your higher self. So don't fear it. Just get that it's part of your creative self. It's part of like the things that bring your creativity about, like, you know, like artists and musicians and like inventors, and like there's so many things, like writers. Oops, and I just dropped the button. I don't know if that has any significance as well, but basically a lot of the most famous creative works, even the ones that never made fame, but like they're very important, they're from people going into their subconscious and pulling out these seeds that start from a seed of like discomfort or fear, or like a lot of these things that are really beautiful and help heal come from the shadow self. So allow yourself to be in that space when you feel that it's safe to do so. Okay. Yeah. And know that you are a star. Like this is who you are is like you're a bright shining star, but it's like you're meant to do something very, very creative and very fulfilling, and you've got a very deep spiritual mission that is that's coming through. You may not have discovered that yet, okay? You may not have discovered that, but there's something like that's very naturally it's who you are. It really is. Okay. Another thing is there's moss. There's moss on a piece of bark, which I think is super beautiful. I love stuff like this. Yeah, so oh my gosh, this may sound really out there for a lot of people, but I'm channeling messages, so I'm going to just channel them as they come. So you may be deeply connected to like the fairy realm or like forests, magical places. You might like fantasy books, mythical creatures. You may just have like this really, really, really great, vivid imagination. It's like, use this. A lot of this comes from your like, you're very spiritual. You're very connected. That's all I got to say is like, you've got the ability to shift between dimensions or between people. You might even be able to tune into people's thoughts and energies really easily. And it may have freaked you out before. It may still freak you out. It may be something that you're ready to explore. But regardless of where you are, set up some anchors for yourself in your life. Anchors would be something that makes you feel grounded and safe no matter what. So as you're like exploring these various parts of yourself, like have things that feel good to you, that, you know, like, I'll tell you some of the anchors that I have. For me, one of my anchors would be like journaling or coloring. I have 2 ways that I color lately. And one of them, well, there are lots of things that I do for expression. But one of them is like, I have a thank you for blessing me book. And I write down the blessings that I'm looking for. And then I just draw a picture. And other times it's like if I get into a space where I'm not even able to connect with my blessings because I've kind of been in like the shadowy part myself, I will sit down and I will write just whatever's happening. And then I will draw something. And then I will write the new shifted perspective on it. Right? And what that does is it allows for the self-expression, allows me to clear the things that are from my psyche, but acknowledge the things that were happening at the time. So I'm not ignoring things and trying to suppress anything. I'm actually letting it out and releasing it. And it's a very like good way that I've set up for myself to be able to clear things and to be able to move safely between realms and you know, different energies and stuff like that, right? So anyways, yeah, and this is from a zipper, and this is telling me that you might not want to talk to everybody about your special gifts and your things, okay? Because first off, you may not be that practiced or experienced with everything yet, and you may still be learning. And you may need a bit more experience. And the other thing is some people are just going to think it's weird. I mean, sometimes I think even you think it's weird that you've got these abilities and whatnot, but I assure you that more people have these things than you realize, or even they realize at the time. And I'll tell you, never in my life did I think I would be sitting here doing tarot card readings online. It was like, whoa. But when I got into this and I started communicating with people like on a telepathic level and whatnot, I remembered that I did all of these things when I was a kid. I mean, I astro traveled. I did all kinds of things. I'm not going to get into all my stuff, but I mean, it's like I could connect with people in multiple dimensions, whether they were dead or alive, right? And so like all of those things that I was afraid of, that I tuned out for so many years, came back, and now I'm channeling messages for people, and that's something I never would have expected. But people have these things, and we're all connected, and we have like generations upon generations of like cellular DNA and memories and things like that. And it's just, when you start to open these things up, you discover more and more and more and more and more. And the better you get at it, the less scary it gets. And as long as you can continually bring yourself to the light and be in that positive energy, things work out really, really well. I feel really weird because I know that I might have just lost some people on this video. So if it's like resonating with you, then you're definitely like one of these people, you know what I'm talking about. And if it's not resonating with you, either you haven't come into these powers yet and you will, or this is the wrong video for you. Okay. So either way, you are blessed. You are divinely blessed, and the angels want me to let you know that that they're sending you kisses. They're sending you hugs and kisses. You've got some deceased people in your life who are also sending you love. Okay, so yeah. When you're going on your journey, okay, you may find that some of these things, as you're moving and seeking into like these new experiences and stuff, some things may come out and feel like they bit you. Okay, this is a snake. Just know that is part of the growth, and that you're totally okay. Dust off and try again is the message I'm getting for you. And this thing came up in like every single one, I think, and it's meant something different. This one here for you in particular is letting me know that you need to like stretch and do more, like more physical but gentle activity. And it doesn't matter what your fitness level is or not. What this is going to be doing is it's going to be clearing energy blocks. So you've got some energy blocks within your body that are that's really just, it may be places that you have pain. It may just feel a little congested. You need to do a body scan, tune into your body, and find out where those little blockages of energy are. And you can actually like, you can release those, you can clear those. You can find a bunch of good meditations and things for releasing energy blocks in your body on YouTube. I know in one of my programs I have all that stuff. I'm not doing these readings to filter anybody into my stuff. So, but I know that I have some videos maybe on my other YouTube channel. I don't know if they're still up, but on how to do that, on how to tune in and clear these blockages in your body. If you don't know how to do it, I would recommend like looking up tapping, looking up like self-hypnosis and like guided meditations. Sometimes you can use like binaural beats, and like there's so many different things. There's like music, like chakra clearing and music, and like I could go into all these different modalities, but regardless, you've got some energy blockages. You've got to take care of them. Angels, any last messages for pile number 4? Okay, I got the message for you to take time to breathe out, and that goes back to the meditation as well. So just spend some time doing some yoga or doing some meditation. Go to the forest, do some things that are really going to be good. Do some breath work. If you've ever done breath work, highly recommend it. Again, you can find really good videos on YouTube. Go with the ones that resonate with you, though. If it doesn't feel like a video that's right for you, then it's not in alignment for you. You know, just try another video. It might be in alignment another time, but in that time, like, go for something that feels right for you. It's gonna like listen to those intuitive vibes and hunches. Anyways, that is all I have for you, pile number 4. I hope you liked your reading. I hope you like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. And check out the description box below for any cool things and offers that I've got going on, as well as like projects and random stuff, because I like random stuff. But yeah, I hope you're doing great, and I hope to see you in another reading. All right, pile number 5, welcome. And I just realized this reading is like over 2 hours, and I really hope YouTube lets me put it on there, because I've never posted one that's over 2 hours before. I'm really excited to help you tap into your angel guidance. You've got a lot of cards in this pile, so I'm just going to get right into it. You have Water in reverse. You have the Jack of Diamonds upright. You've got the 10 of Clubs to the right. You have the 9 of Clubs to the right. So diamonds essentially are like pentacles, okay? And then the clubs are wands, all right? So if you're used to the regular tarot, you can kind of translate it like that. Then you've got the 8 of Clubs. You've got 8, 9, and 10. You got 8, 9, 10 Jack, right? But you've got the 8, 9, and 10 of Clubs. So yeah, that's really, really, really cool. You also have the Devil to the right. the Knight of Swords to the left, 7 of Wands to the right. You have 7, 8, 9, 10 of Wands. I've never seen that in a reading, but that's pretty amazing. You got the 8 of Pentacles to the right. And they're all to the right. You've got the Daughter of Cups to the left. The Moon to the left. Hope you can see these cards. Shortages of time or money are perceptual. You do not need to have money to attract money to the left. My attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. The Knight of Pentacles, to the right. I believe that's Temperance. Let me just double check. Yep, you got Temperance to the left. My goodness. I don't even know if you can see all of these. 3 of Pentacles to the right. And the Hanged, no, that's not the right one. Sorry. The Chariot in reverse. Okay. So like I said, you got a lot of cards in this one. And right at the very center of it is Water in reverse. All right. So right away, I'm seeing that sometimes you've let your emotions get the better of you. Okay. And you think sometimes that they're going to continue. That you're going to like, it's so funny. I look up and there's a spider right in front of me, and spiders are for like creativity and like recognizing that you create your life. Okay. So this card reading is about you creating your life, and it's about, when I read to the left, it's talking about where you are with your thoughts in the past. And when I read to the right, is where you are with your thoughts in the future. And I remember drawing your cards and I was like, wow, there's not a lot of like up and down cards. All of it's pretty much, not all of it, but most of it was like left or right. It's like I had to ask the angels, like specifically, can you please give me some upright cards or some inverse cards? Because it was like talking about your thinking and your thinking patterns. All right. So your emotions sometimes get the better of you. And then that's okay. Like, I mean, I understand. I've always been an emotional person too. But the challenge with this is that you project it into your future thinking about, okay, well, when is this negative energy going to come and get me again? You know, when is it going to happen? The Daughter of Cups is like somebody who's really creative and emotional. So you know from your past that you're a very creative, emotional person. And it does not matter whether you're male or female or what gender you are. You know, it could be non-specific or any gender. But, you know, you're very creative. And because you're very creative, you do have that like energetic flow. And sometimes you can be like in a really good emotional space and sometimes not a very good emotional space. But regardless, it's like this is something that you need to work with because this is part of your nature. This is who you are. All right. So when I'm going through this reading, I'm going to be looking at these different things. And I'm also going to be channeling messages from the angels for you so that you can be a little more in control about where your thoughts are going so that you can have a bit more stability in your life. Okay. So what I found so interesting was you've got the 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Wands to the right. All right. So thinking about your future, you know, you do know you've got inner courage and strength. You do know that. You're expecting more change and more movement because you've had all of that stuff from the past. So you're like, when is the next thing going to go? You know that you've got the strength, stamina, and you know you've got confidence in your abilities. All right. You have no doubt about the fact that you've got confidence in your creative and artistic and manifesting abilities because you're a rock star. You've manifested and you've created things and you've had lots of things happen. It's almost like you've lived several lifetimes in this lifetime now. And it doesn't matter how old or young you are, right? It's like you feel like you've experienced lots of things because you've had these different energies and this up and down and changes of things in your life and changes of emotions and like different perspectives on things. So it's like you've got a very broad understanding of people and of the world. You're also somebody who's like, yeah, as you're going and you've got this confidence, you know things are going to work. You still can see challenges in your future. So you've got a knowing that you can do stuff. And then you've also got like yeah, but these things happened and I'm going to be emotional again. And I know this stuff's going to come up and I don't know what to do about it because it's almost like you're wanting to be this free-flowing, expressive person. And then you've also got this like challenge where you just don't know when bad stuff's going to happen again. You just don't. And that's kind of like a challenging thing. Like, so you're projecting that this stuff's going to happen. I mean, you've got the devil, right? So the devil is addiction and negativity. And you may actually have addictions in your life, or you may like have an addictive personality. That's totally fine. You know, like I'm somebody who can relate to that. And then also, and by the way, it is about getting control of your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. But don't worry if you have challenging times with it, okay? Because there are things that I'm gonna channel some messages for you, and there are things that you can do about these things, even if you find that you get into these energies, okay? So in the last reading, and I don't normally recommend that people go back to the previous readings, but in the very end, I pulled some charms and there was an anchor, and I was talking about one of the things that I do to anchor myself so that when I go into these shadow aspects and things, I have something that I can draw myself back out. Because when you are emotional like this and you're artistic and introspective and you've got this, it's almost like magical abilities and stuff, right? But it's like a forever changing thing, right? So it's almost like sometimes you got to set things up to protect from your future self. It sounds kind of strange, but at the same time, it's like really setting structures in place to allow you to be the person you want to be, right? So in the last one, I was talking about anchors and creating anchors around you so that when you drift or when you go into these emotional states or things change and things affect your energy, you can regain your enjoyment and your peace of mind and your positive vision and all of this stuff faster and easier. And you can still be with the stuff that is the lower vibrational stuff. Like you can still be with that, because one of the challenges that I found for myself was that when I would go into these negative states, it's like I would be curious, or I would want to explore it, or and then what ended up happening was when I learned about energy and things, I would then fear going into those spaces because I was like, oh, I can't be thinking about that or doing that because this bad stuff's going to happen and all this. But consider the fact that I've like written 22 books and I've got all these like programs and I've got all this stuff, this beautiful artwork that helps people and stuff. It's like I have all of these cool things because I was able to go into those places of myself and the world and be with others who are in those vibrational states so I could understand and I could bring something magical to the world, right? So I'm getting from this that you're somebody who has a lot of power, and you may not have discovered this power within yourself. So you might not see it as power yet. You might see it as like a negative thing because sometimes it keeps you stuck or keeps you repeating patterns and cycles, and it might get you into things that you don't want to be in, right? So you may beat up on yourself from this. But what I've learned to do is really balance that flow, because I'm like this. I'm like water, and it's like I need to manage and flow with my thoughts. And when I try to force myself into being somebody who thinks so perfect and who does things so perfect and all of that, it feels so fake and authentic to me that I am not happy. Even if I go and I could like, I've done like some very rigorous coaching programs, and I've done some really solid, integral things, and I've based my life around them, but it didn't feel right to me. I didn't get to flow with my spiritual side. I didn't get to flow with my artistic and creative side, or, it was very like mechanical if I was, and it was not coming from my soul. It was coming from like a performance mentality, which was completely different. I hope I'm not like ranting too much or going on too much, but it's like I see a lot of things in your reading that I think from my own experience I could help out with. But I am going to go back to channeling and stuff too. So anyways, there's the moon. You got the moon to the left. That is talking about like thinking back to the times that you tuned into your shadow aspect or your spiritual self, or you explored things in your psyche, or you had like dreams and visions, or it's like the moon is like, there's a lot of like fears and dreams and, very like, there's like very real stuff that can happen in your imagination and your mind and stuff like that, right? So it's like, you're looking back and you're seeing how all of this affected your creativity, because you've created some pretty amazing things. But you're also like at the same time going, okay, great, I'm like this, and I don't know when I'm going to be emotional again. And, you know, because I go here sometimes, and then that gets the better of me. And then suddenly, like, I've got this negative stuff happening, and then my life falls apart. And, you know, yeah, it's kind of like this, in a way, an exhausting cycle, because you're expecting something to go wrong. And so if you're not exhausted by it yet, I may be older than you, and it is exhausting. But the cool thing about it is when you really tap into like your own gifts and you set those anchors up. So if you are interested, if it's calling to you, or you had any desire to watch the last pile as well, which was pile number 4, I would recommend going and watching that too. If these videos are a little long, you can put them on twice the speed on YouTube. Like, I always listen to these things a little faster unless there's something that I need to like tune into, and then I like slow it right down. The spider's coming towards me right now. I'm hoping that he turns. Anyways, so here you've got shortages of time or money are perceptual. That means that like whenever you think that you're going to run out of time, or you're going to run out of money, or you're going to run out of anything, like it's just all your belief in it. It's not actually real. So if you can manage the fact that that you have all of the time and money and resources available to you, and if you can get your mind actually knowing that and trusting that, a lot of this energy is going to fade away. Like, you're not going to have to worry so much, because sometimes what happens is you get these energies because you're worried about something. So something might shake your financial thing, or you may feel pressured to complete something, or, you know, that there's not going to be enough time. And therefore, suddenly your emotions change, and then your actions change, and all of that. And the spider really is coming towards me. Hold on. I do not want him on me. You guys are going to be here with me while I kill a spider, and I don't normally like to do that. I normally like to take them outside. But I hope you don't mind that I just did that, because I feel kind of guilty about yeah, I just really didn't want it on me. I didn't know what kind of spider that was, and eek. All right, back to your reading. Okay, so as for money and time, they're perceptual. So if you think you're going to be like late for something, it suddenly like lines up all these things to make you late. And if you think that you're going to run out of time, suddenly it seems time goes faster. If you feel like you've got more time and everything's fine, often if you're not just like being lazy or whatever, it's like when you get in the space where you can just be in your flow, in your divine flow, time seems to line up for you. Money seems to line up for you. So it's really tuning into like your higher vibrational states, and focusing on the things that bring you joy and the things that you want to create. Okay, so it's like if you've ever had an experience where you're like, I want to do this, this, and this, and suddenly like you actually had so many things packed into a day. You look at it and you're like, how did I do all that? Right? It's like the universe will line up to make things happen for you. Okay, I'm gonna go try to go quicker. Okay, so the Knight of Swords to the left. So that's showing that in the past you were really forceful and determined to make things happen. The Eight of Pentacles to the right. I think I went through this. No, it's not. It's this is you, and you're looking to the future for how you can hone your craft. And your craft is not only your artistic stuff, it's your spiritual stuff. It's like you also getting a real handle on your emotions and your thoughts, and not in the way that you feel like you need to control them. I think so many times we're taught to control everything, right? But when there are people who are naturally like, they've got these natural patterns, it's almost like a different type of tree, that like you've got all these different trees, different species, and it's almost like telling like a pine tree to try to be like a maple tree. It's like it just has different cycles. It's got different things. It's like, don't try to force yourself to be something you're not, you know, like allow yourself to really be in your own power. A lot of negative things, like a lot of addictions and a lot of things, come from not being comfortable with who you really are, and not living the life that's really authentic to you. So it's like sometimes things are like to drown out the pain of not being your real self, and not doing the things that are really calling for you. But I'm just saying, like, allow yourself to be you and bless the good parts, and the parts you don't like, just like allow yourself to really bless them. Okay, so you've got Temperance to the left. So this is healing and renewal. So you're looking back and you're seeing how all of these things that you went through are actually parts of your growth and your journey and your healing, and you're able to come through and look into the future with a new, positive, renewed perspective. Okay, you're looking to the back to the past. Also, it's like there were times in your life when you made money, when you had money, and it's like you just had money, but you didn't sit there and feel like you needed to make money, or you needed to have money to make money. It's like you were just in a space of like being in this positive, like connected with who you are and your divine self. And it's like you had an idea or a vision and things would just line up for you. Okay, so this is really cool. But you're also looking to the past and recognizing that you attracted a lot of things that you didn't want. You did. It was your own thinking. It was the way that you felt about things. Okay, so when you have a thought, you have a feeling attached to it. The feeling. Okay, so the thought has a vibration, the feeling has a vibration, and then when you speak, it has a vibration, or when you write, it has a vibration. So if you have a thought and it causes you to feel a certain way, and then you go and either write or you speak or something to somebody else, it's like you're actually building the energy and momentum to bring that thought or that feeling into manifestation. So there's a couple things that you want to look at. It's like, well, a lot of this is like creativity. Okay, so how do you transform that? Say you're a creative writer, or say that you want to write songs and whatnot. And these songs, like, sometimes it's good to just like say this stuff and express it. So you got to pay attention to how your energy is when you're expressing it. So if you're writing and you're getting like, you're staying in that upset energy, or you're talking and you're staying in that upset energy, that is not going to be bringing you the positive results. If you're writing and it's like, okay, great, like all this, you could be writing about something crappy, but you could be feeling really good about it. Pay attention to how you're feeling, okay? Because you could be like writing about some topic, and it might be like an off-putting topic because you're a fictional writer or something like that, and you could be writing, but if you're not attached to it emotionally in a place that's causing you to feel discomfort or lower your vibration in any way, then you're totally fine. Go ahead. If you're writing and it's actually causing you to feel better, like that's a good thing. Right? So just get it out. If you're putting out things though that like, say that you're feeling like really terrible about something, and you're writing stuff and it's like really awful stuff, but you're feeling better, but it's not really good stuff you want to necessarily put out there, feel free to write it all out and then like burn it or tear it up, get rid of it, because it's like it helps you express, but then you're not having like these things that you just created in the world that are going to be like causing more things to manifest, right? So if you get it out because it feels good, but it's not something necessarily that you want in your life, get rid of it. Okay. Forgiveness. Yes, you can look to your future, and you are looking to your future for how you can forgive yourself and others. Okay, so there were people in your life that did things to you, and it's not necessarily your fault. And there are, okay, you know what? From a law of attraction standpoint, it's like we attract everything. So I'm not gonna say that, but I mean, like, sometimes we attract things and it's like, how do we do that, right? Because it's not what we wanted, it's not what we imagined. It just comes out of nowhere, kind of thing. So look to your future for how you can forgive yourself and others, or even any of the circumstances, and continually forgive, continually let go, give. It's giving forgiveness for you, even when you're forgiving somebody else, it's really bringing peace to you. And when you forgive somebody else, it allows their energy space to be cleared up. Okay. So you may be like, well, why am I going to forgive this person that was like an absolute jerk to me? Well, when you forgive somebody else, it's like you bring a more positive space into their life so that they can actually start to be more like who they really are at their heart center. Because hurt people. So it's like, if you look around at people who cause other people pain, it's usually because they are going through things themselves, and they may not be acknowledging it. They may not be expressing it. They may not even want to admit it. But it's like hurt people. So when you forgive somebody else, it actually like allows their energy space to improve, which is going to help everybody and the whole of the planet in the long run, right? Because it's one less thing for them having to have within themselves to feel bad about, to like, you know, like if somebody did something not very nice, and I understand the feeling of not feeling that they deserve forgiveness. I really understand that. And at the same time, by forgiving somebody else, you're helping like a lot more than just that person. You're helping everybody. And I am, like, I channeled that, but I am going to take that angel guidance myself, because when I was doing that, I realized there was somebody in my life who hurt me and did a lot of things to me that I was holding very deep resentment for. Yeah, so right in this moment, I'm forgiving that person. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy about that. Okay. Yeah, so you've got the Jabiru. I've never heard of that bird, but Jabiru. The Foundation. You got that to the right. You've only got a few cards left, but you've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness. You have the Jack of Swords upright. The Seven of Clubs. You got the Seven of Clubs earlier too. So you got 2 Seven of Clubs in this reading. Or seven of Wands. Okay, so that's cool, because the Seven of Wands is the courage and inner strength. And this is letting me know that you're going to go back to the past thinking, and so periodically you are going to have things that come up that where you're looking back to the past for where you had the courage and strength, and you're going to look to the future for where you have courage and strength. And so the advice from the angels is for you to be in the present moment. And stop looking at the past or the future and just get in this moment. You have everything you need to be strong and courageous. You have the Six of Diamonds, which would be the Six of Pentacles upright. And you have Rebirth. Oh, dude, this is so great. Okay, so, yeah. You're going to be building a solid foundation in your future. In fact, you're envisioning how to do that right now. This is really, really good. And the card that came up was like, you don't need to look to the past for your confidence and your courage. You don't need to look there. You don't need to look for the future. It's like in this moment right now, you have everything that you need. And this is confirmation of that from your angels, right? You've got the Nine of Swords in verse, which is the dark visions and anguish. And that's saying that you're not in that. You're not bound by that past anymore. You are like, you don't need to feel like you've got terrible things coming. You can actually, like, if you look at this, you can actually see you can actually stand as the proud person that you are and emanate the energy from you that's really like who you are at your core, right? You've also you're also somebody who is very like hold on, this one is like honest and insightful, but it's like in inverse. Okay, great, I understand. I just had to channel that. So you're not going to need, like, one of the things about you is that you sometimes worry that people are going to be lying to you, or you may actually be able to see when other people are lying. Like, you're very insightful, you're very intuitive, but because of that, you often doubt other people, or you doubt the relationships and the things that are around you, because you're like, you know, you kind of expect, like, you see the best in people. You can see the best in people, but you also can see, and from your own experience and from like what you've seen in the world, you can also see the worst. So you can see things happening, and so you're always kind of like on the lookout for like, when is this person going to do this or that? So this is telling me that you don't need to hold on to that energy. Like, you don't need to. It's also letting me know that by letting go of that energy, okay, of worrying about all the people and allowing yourself to just be able to forgive, knowing that if somebody does like double cross you or do anything, if you're going to catch it really, really quick. You're going to be able to see who's the real deal, who's not. You're going to pick up on all this stuff really quick. And if anybody does screw you over or give you any trouble, you're going to be able to easily forgive and move on. But you're not necessarily going to have those people in your life. You're just going to be able to be like, you know what, done, and move on. So you're going to be able to forgive people and not hold on to things like you used to hold on to things from the past, like a lot. And this is a growth period, and you're not going to do that. Like, you're going to be able to like let go of things faster and easier, and forgive easier so that you can move on. you have the Six of Diamonds coming up. So you've got like new growth, prosperity, generosity. You're going to tune into who you are like on a deeper level. You're still going to be emotional and artistic and creative, and like you're going to still have all of that, but you're going to be having the prosperity. You're going to be having like some kind of like really solid growth, and you're going to be able to be generous with the things you've learned. So I don't know how you're going to be generous. There can be like a variety of ways, but what you learn from these experiences, you're going to be able to help other people, especially with the thinking and being able to like be solid in who you are. And you may like overcome some kind of like addiction issues or even like addiction to negative thinking. But you're going to be able to seriously help other people with this, and you'll stand in your complete own power. All right. So your reading ends with rebirth. Like you are being reborn from these experiences, and you are going to stand in your own divine power and really get the magic comes from within you. You have all of the power in the palm of your hands, and you are so divinely guided. Tune into that knowing, tune into that inner, like that energy and that power that you get from within that you know only you have. All right. I may have some similar things to you that showed up in the reading, but I mean, I have my own things and you've got your own things, and you're the only person who has those things. So your angel guidance is to tune into that knowing and stand in your own power. Allow yourself to just have your emotions go through you and just wash away like water. Wash away anything that doesn't work. Wash away anything that doesn't feel good or feel right. Just let it all go. Let it flow. Don't judge your emotions. Just observe them. All right, so that is your reading. I've got some charms, if you don't mind if I pull them. It's my first day pulling charms. Also, after this reading, feel free to check out my artwork or my website as well. And then I may have some projects, and I've got some, if you want some specifics about your actual life, like that's not a general reading, but something more specific for you, I've got some really good specials happening every month. And you can get the link below in the description box. Okay. Oh, wow. It's so funny because you got the anchor too. All right. Let me just pull out my art book and we'll use that. And your anchor pulled up a snake. You got Spider-Man and an angel, and we're doing angel readings, and you got this thing like, I don't know exactly what this was. It was like from one of my kids' toys. And I know it stood on the top of a tower. It's like a little spear or spire. Okay, and you got a bunny. You got a really cool bunny. So first thing, right away, I was like the anchor. I was just talking about the last reading, how it had the anchor. And so it is for you to create some of your own anchors. I was talking about this being a sketchbook and how I use it as one of my anchors. You'll see how if you watch the end of the last video. So cool thing about you is you've got the ability to smile no matter what you're going through. And that's something that should be used more often. You know how to do it. It's pretty easy. By doing the smiling, you can actually start to like trigger the endorphins to kick in. So you would think that you would have to feel good to smile, right? But if you can smile and do it like, and start to like, when you smile, start to feel like, you know how when you smile and it's not there, it's like a fake thing. But when you can start to like allow yourself to feel like you should be smiling, then you'll actually like improve your vibration. Okay. So even when you don't feel like smiling, practice. First thing in the morning would be really, really good when you wake, like smile, and then start to like feel how like good things feel. Like I listened to, again, this is the second time I quoted Abraham Hicks today, but it's like, I don't get out of bed until I've connected with something from my, like, something that really feels good for me. So I make sure when I wake up first thing in the morning that I connect myself with something that feels good. And that allows me to not have my emotions just carry me away right off the bat in the morning. Okay. This is confirmation that your angels are really here supporting you. Okay. They really want to see you do well. And again, it's not a coincidence that this has a green little pin there. That's where your heart chakra is. And then it's got gold on the crown. And this had nothing to do with my readings. Like I picked this up at a craft show one time. Anyways. So this is really cool because you can get the golden light and the intuition. It's almost like the spire. You know how churches have spires on the top of them? Well, this is you, and you've got the ability to connect very, very clearly with divine messages. You know they're divine when they feel right for you, when they feel good and they feel right. You can connect with all kinds of different things, right? Like when you're channeling, you can connect with all kinds of different energies. But for you to know and tap into the ones that are the divine ones, it's like really like the ones that feel totally right. They're at peace. They're from your higher vibration. They are fully in alignment with the best possible outcome, and they feel right. So that's how you know. You've got the swan. I also remember you had the card that actually was the Daughter of Cups, and it had a swan on there as well. So you got two swans. I don't know if swans are symbolic for you, but this is a reminder that you are very creative and artistic, and you're also very beautiful. So and you can also be fierce when you need to be. So don't worry about people taking advantage of you and doing things. It's like, just align with who you are on that creative and emotional and spiritual level, and trust, like tap into your higher knowing. It's funny, there was a spider in the middle of your reading, and then you got Spider-Man. All right. So this is like a very solid confirmation that you create your life. You really do. And you can go anywhere. Like Spider-Man can cling upside down or whatever. It's like spiders can go anywhere. I was swimming a little while ago, and there were spiders in the water in a saltwater pool, and I didn't know that was possible. And then I realized spiders can be anywhere. And I got kind of freaked out, and then I tried not to think about it, and then I was like, I just accepted it. So spiders are really cool. And if you're into animal spirit guides at all, what I find interesting is when I look up the animal spirit guides, so say that there's a whole lot of animals around me, or a whole lot of a bug or an animal or anything like that, I look it up and I get the message, and then they go away. So if you have like, you know, if you ever have that, just look up the message. You also got a bunny. All right. Now I don't know why I'm getting like Easter. So I don't know if Easter is symbolic for you for any reason. I would normally think of like a spiritual, like the connection with rabbits, but for some reason now I'm like channeling something more to do with Easter, and I'm channeling to do with relationships. So it could be like close family or friends, or there could be some kind of breakdowns, and this is letting me know to tell you to see how you can bring that softness and that like that gentleness back into some of your friend or family relationships and groups. You know, like that's where some of the forgiveness comes in. Again, don't be surprised. And this again came up. There was a snake that came up with the last reading as well. You had a lot of similarities to the last reading, and a lot of differences too. But the snake, the last reading was don't be afraid if it's going to bite you. Just get up and move on. This reading is completely different. This is like, you know, you are healing from the past. Like you are, I'm getting from this actually that you are a healer. So a channel message for you, and the part of your angel guidance is that you are a healer. And so these venomous events that you went through and these circumstances, they're part of your growing and your journey so that you can assist other people as well. All right. And allow yourself to be the sunshine in people's lives. Like allow yourself to show off your brilliance and your bright light and your beauty. Okay, you're a very beautiful person inside and out. And I'm talking about like physically attractive and also like spiritually and personality and everything. So it's like, don't doubt your physical appearance. Don't doubt any of that. Like you're a very, very attractive person. And so don't allow anybody's like words or thoughts or something anybody said to you ever get in the way of you just shining, because you're a very bright person and you don't deserve to be put down or to have anybody's opinions or bad moods or whatever ruin anything for you. Remember, hurt people. So if anybody said anything to you in your past that caused you to really like question your appearance or who you were as a person inside or out, the angels are letting me know to tell you that you are gorgeous and you have everything that you need, and you have a lot more going for you than what you see. Like don't be blind by other people's, perceptions or rudeness at the time. All right, so that is all I have for you, pile number 5. I really hope you liked this reading and that you join me again for another one. It was great, and I can't believe I've been channeling messages for different readings for 5 hours. So I'm done. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.